himself to get this thing started. Here we go. Pell wins the tap, and Justin James hands off to Malik Newman. And off to James. He had a 20-point performance himself yesterday.
Yeah, the former Sacramento Kings guard.
Eustace lines it up, off the mark. And crashing in is Matt Coleman III. The rookie from Texas brings it up the floor. And Stockton settles it down. Missing 4 key players that have had NBA opportunities in recent days. This team trying to bounce back after a tough fourth quarter yesterday. Off the steal, James in for the slam.
Justin James is doing a great job there, reading Matt Coleman exactly where he was going to pass that basketball. You got to fake a pass to make a pass sometimes.
Jefferson feeds Terry, quickly powers up, but short.
And that's a good look. That's the shot you're going to want to see tonight, especially if you're not going to be able to have these guys hitting it from 3.
There's the adjustment from Josh Eustace. A 33% three-point shooter gets his second try to go.
And he contributed a lot last night for the Charge. So it was nice to see what he could do, too, not only inside the paint, Sean, but also from beyond the arc.
DJ Stewart, the talented rookie from Duke, can't answer and commits the foul on a Justin James drive.
And look at this again, Matt Coleman just kind of reading where he was passing it, but Justin James, he was denying Stewart and then just took it all the way to the rack.
Yeah, what do you think this game means for him tonight? Not just the opportunity to play in front of scouts and executives from the NBA one more time before heading home for the holidays. He was the 2nd-round pick by the Kings 2 years ago.
Yeah, you know, you would think that maybe there's like a little bit there where it's like, I got to shove it to them a little bit, right? But I don't know. I think sometimes when you reach this point, too, you just want to showcase your talent. So we'll see what we get from JJ.
He's been shown out against everybody, averaging 17 points per game this season. Into the corner. This is Robert Baker. No, Terry doesn't lose many offensive rebounds out of his hands. He quickly goes the other way. Newman shaking the rookie inside. No. Battle for the rebound, it goes to Baker. Stewart had his pocket picked by James, but couldn't keep it in. Give to the corner, Jefferson, no.
Wow, great box out by Justin James. He almost got that steal, and then he boxed Emanuel Terry 5 feet out of the paint.
Off a staggered screen, Newman floats it back to James. Into a 3, it's short. Ballock an offensive rebound. Now Newman tries it. Can't connect. Stewart, all ACC freshman team last year in his only season at Duke. Gives it back out to Jefferson. Kings have started this first quarter 0 of 5.
Yeah, it's interesting to see them play like this. Just not usual because they don't have their usual guys, as Justin James just misses another 3.
Stewart attacks, too strong off glass. Good defense to force the miss. Numbers for a moment. This is Eustace, extra pass. James, step back 3 is short.
And I talked about this Kings team missing some guys. Nimi Keita called up. Louis King called up. Ooh, as Matt Coleman gets the easy 2.
How about Ade Murphy, Jamias Ramsey, Robert Woodard II? And that's something, I know we were talking about it. You're the Kings expert. An 8-second call going against Malik Newman. A little too casual bringing it up the floor, but how about it from Stockton? You know, we have these affiliates in the G League, and you sometimes wonder with that NBA affiliation, are they going to bring up their own players or sign from the other 29 teams in the G League? And they've done a great job in fostering that talent nearby.
And I love seeing it, not only because do these guys that we named deserve that opportunity, but it's been great to see what they've been contributing in Sacramento, especially with so many guys in health and safety protocols. And they've actually been contributing on both ends of the floor, understanding those minutes and what they need to do with the big squad.
Slip inside. Baker hesitates and goes up. And the Kings with a couple of baskets after going inside.
Love to see it. You got to keep attacking and being strong.
Newman off the screen into a pull-up, too strong. Coleman, a 4-year starter at Texas for Shaka Smart. Looking for some help from Terry. He'll feed the big man inside for an alley-oop.
And that's when Emanuel Terry's at his best. In that two-man game, just setting a pick, slipping wherever it needs to be. Get him the ball above the rim.
Norvell Pell from the mid-range. It's good. Quickly the other way. And a friendly roll off the rim for DJ Stewart.
And Stewart's one of those guys where you can see he's only started 3 games this season. He's not always a big starter, but when he's in there, he understands what he needs to do for this team. You saw him just trying to get around that screen right there as Justin James hits a 3 in his face. But there's other times when he's just that hustle play type guy. And when you need him to score, he will.
Kings reset with Jefferson at 5. Moving inside, Pell holds his ground. Newman has been aggressive early. Here's Charles Matthews. Blows by the rookie, but too strong off glass. Pell on a second chance, kicks it out to Newman for 3.
Great second chance opportunity there, and then finding your guy who can connect with the net.
Stewart can't respond. The Charge had a 26-point loss to the Stars yesterday. Only trailed by 5 at the half. Here's James again. Coming off a season-high 5 3-pointers made less than 24 hours ago. He is locked in here in the first quarter.
And look at this again. For the Charge, they're just hitting these threes. You got Newman on the outside on that second chance opportunity. And then you got Justin James on this next one hitting another 3. Kings trail 18-8.
We're excited for this matchup, but we're so sad to say this is the last day of the G League Winter Showcase presented by AT&T. Earlier this afternoon at Mandalay Bay, the Delaware Bluecoats survived a tough comeback attempt from the OKC Blue to win $100,000. How about it from that Bluecoats team that was not only so great in the bubble last year, but won 3 games since Sunday.
Good for them, especially against an Oklahoma City team who we've seen together. They play really well, they play together, but now you're getting rewarded with $100,000. Just a great opportunity for a lot of these guys here.
Braxton Key, a monster double-double, and there's Emanuel Terry with another big man jam and a chance for 3 at the line.
Love to see it, and if you're the Charge, you got to make sure you're rotating over on that big fella, but Jefferson just doing a great job taking it into the paint and dishing it off to the big man for the slam.
21 rebounds, 18 points, both season highs for ET at a Lincoln Memorial. You just have to love the passion and grit he plays with around the rim.
I love the electric energy that he brings to an entire arena. you're seeing this right now. Like, it could be dead a little bit around, but you're hearing him on the court being that anchor that we were talking about earlier.
Jefferson is going to defend Houston. Instead, it's Newman with a long two.
Man, and that guy can score. He can score from anywhere, though. You're seeing, too, he shoots 47% just from the field.
It was the #1 scorer in the 2018 NCAA tournament. Emanuel Terry back inside. The big man basting and feasting early.
And look at the size difference out here. You see some guy like Houston, who maybe is the biggest guy out here, to take on Terry. He's doing a good job capitalizing on that.
Charles Matthews whistled for a travel on the perimeter.
Look, Matt Coleman just doing a good job leading this team and finding the big fella again, seeing the mismatch.
I feel like you or I could pick up an assist at this point, just handing them the basketball.
Honestly, put us in, coach, if you need someone, huh?
Yeah, but you could actually break somebody's ankles.
Sean, you can do anything you put your mind to.
Okay, I'll just be the PJ Tucker and spot up in the corner.
Okay, I like it.
Marcus Graves just checked in, another phenomenal player for the Kings this year. Newman got caught in a switch and fouls Terry.
Yeah, you're going to have to be aggressive with Emanuel Terry, but something I saw yesterday from Malik Newman, too. He was just picking up a few fouls here and there, getting physical. You got to see what you can do with what officials you have, but keep getting into Emanuel Terry and making him work hard for his shot.
Graves into a mid-range J. It's short. How about the effort inside from Jimmy Witt? Newman out to Houston. Jabs, now takes, and can't connect on a second three in this first quarter. Graves left alone on the baseline. They reset with Coleman. Back inside, it's Terry again.
Oh, Sean, did you see that bounce pass? What he recognized there was Houston wasn't seeing ball, so he's like, all right, I'm going to get him where you're not noticing it.
Christian Terrell trying to defend inside, and a foul called on a strong move by Montel McCray. But you said it. They know Emanuel Terry's in a groove, and they're finding him with ease.
Look at that again. Matt Coleman just finding him a little bit on a slip there. Houston's just not seeing ball. See man, see ball. Such a simple fundamental there.
You know, Coleman's from Norfolk, Virginia. He said when he was growing up, he wanted to emulate a lot of what Allen Iverson did when he was growing up in that area. Some of those dribble moves, like a little AI focus.
Ooh, I like that, and good for him. I mean, AI is just a great guy to watch growing up and be like, I want to play like that, because you know he's going to play with 110% effort all the time, but he's also just such a skilled player.
McCray, the Cleveland native, hits it for the charge and extends it to a 7-point lead again. Out to Graves, extra pass to an open Terrell. Can't knock it down from the corner.
Good ball movement there, and now you hear the Kings talking it up as well.
Some traffic on the perimeter. Justin James going to be called for an illegal screen.
Little miscommunication there from the charge, and it's surprising that the score is still 22-15 charge in the lead with the way that this Kings team right now is looking, with the way that they're bringing this energy, with the way that they're scoring down low. Just got to play some better defense.
Well, I was not a math major, Morgan, but 3 is better than 2. The Charge have 4 threes. The Stockton Kings have none, but they're starting to continue to attack it in the paint as Graves gets his first basket. James already has a couple of threes himself, now working inside. And Terrell going for the contest, ended up with the contact on the arm. James will go back to the line for the Charge.
Yeah, you're just going to really have to depend on Justin James to get a lot of scoring down. Right now, Charge up 22-17.
Strong start for the Cleveland Charge, thanks in large part to Justin James.
Yeah, he's been doing a fantastic job on the defensive end, getting that steal there, but also shooting from the outside right now. 2 for 5 from three-point land with 10 points for the Charge. They're going to need a lot more of that from him, and then a lot more of this from Emanuel Terry, who right now has 9 points, and he's scoring all those points on the inside. His teammates are just finding him. He's finding the open spot. He's doing a good job there. Guess what? He has 0 rebounds right now, which is surprising, but as a team, still early on, they only have 7 boards. They got to make sure that they're getting more second chance opportunities.
He averages 4 offensive rebounds per game this year. Now going to hope for a defensive rebound. Justin James at the line, a 2,000-point scorer in his college career at Wyoming. Grabs his own miss, and he'll be right back at the nail after drawing another personal on Christian Terrell.
And that's the toughest, Sean. You're seeing this here where 1 free throw, 2 points, and within seconds, he's getting another opportunity.
Still stuck on 10 first quarter points for Justin James. Coming up empty at the line twice. Deverl Ramsey just checked in during that last timeout. They continue to work inside with Terry. How about McCray with the contest? It pops out on the second try. No from Thurman. And it's controlled by the Charge.
And those are the second chance opportunities we were just talking about. Thurman doing a good job getting in there, but they keep just missing those easy ones.
Yeah, that was the first offensive rebound for Stockton in the quarter. This is Brian Cameron, a player pool signee. Falls out of James' hands. Graves staying patient with the defense behind him, and a crafty move with a little English off the glass.
It's one of my favorite things about Marcus Graves. He knows how to finish at the rim, and you saw there he got crafty on the left side.
James working inside and scores. Terry had the mismatch for a moment. Instead, it's Graves from deep. Still can't hit the first Stockton 3 of the quarter. They're now 0 of 7 from behind the arc. Thurman, not enough there. Rebound scooped up by Hustis. To a cutting McCray. The foul drawn, and another chance for the Charge at the line to shoot their 5th free throw of the quarter.
Smart move by McCray, seeing that wide open paint, just kept cutting from rim to rim, and JJ found him on the cut.
And Ramsey said, "You're going to have to earn it at the line, big fella. I'm not letting you dunk on this defense." Terry heads out, Robert Baker back in.
A lot of communicating going on. Do you notice that? I know the mics pick up a little bit of these guys and some of the net when they obviously make the shot and everything, but you're just hearing this Kings team talk it up.
Well, how about Graves kicking out to Ramsey, and the rainbow 3 is good.
Great job again, getting all the defense to collapse on you in the middle to find the open man.
James. Long rebound to Witt. Final minute, first quarter. The Charge started off strong. The Kings have battled back. Pell buries it from the mid-range.
Pell's a fun big guy to watch. He's someone who can hit that shot, and he's been doing that a lot in this showcase, stretching the floor, making things a little bit harder for anyone that's guarding him.
Let's see what Pell can do here defensively. Forces the ball out of Graves' hands. 5 on the shot clock. Terrell out to Ramsey. Someone's got to put it up. And the Kings did not get it off in time. It was a nice fadeaway from Trayshawn Thurman just late.
You know, this Kings team, 26th in offensive rating. So they're a team that they do well when they're pushing the pace. They do well when their shots are falling. You can feel that energy from everyone. But man, when things aren't going well in the half court, you can tell sometimes it just gets a little stagnant, or they just need to find more second chance opportunities.
Matthews at the buzzer, no. And that ends the first quarter of play. Cleveland Stockton trying to leave Las Vegas with the win. Who's it gonna be? Some hot shooting from the outside has the Charge up by 4 as we head to the second quarter. The best shows around leading up to the holiday this weekend. Wishing you and yours a Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday season. We have been treated to some great hoops these last 4 days. Inside, there's Terrell.
Way to get up, Christian Terrell. Just a nice job being there for his guys and getting that easy two to start the second quarter.
Down the chimney for a good looking hoop. It's always nice when the players reward you. Some nice looking hoops. We've seen highlights like that all week long. Some great performances, thrilling finishes. You couldn't ask for anything more from this event.
Give me all the highlights I can get. That's all I can ask for from this seat.
Just don't fall asleep and miss any.
Right.
Ramsey for the lead? No. Witt Skies for the rebound. He's been big inside early. The Arkansas grad to the baskets and a chance at the line.
Let's take another look at Terrell's dunk. He passes it off to Graves, who effortlessly throws it up there to him, knowing that he was cutting down the middle of the paint.
A couple of Sac State guys.
Stingers up.
Didn't play at the same time. We're still out there. But now teammates in Stockton. That's what we're talking about too. You know, the Kings missing 4 guys today, but still trying to battle. Had a win slip through their fingers after a tough fourth quarter last night. Haven't led yet today, but they've continued to battle. Thurman's whistled for a travel inside. Now, going back to what you were saying in the first quarter, Morgan, you know, we've seen 35 G Leaguers officially called up. Of course, especially when we see Woj and Shams tweeting, that number's going to be over 50 in the coming days. But Reggie Miller said it yesterday during Lakers Suns. Do not call this NBA the G League or laugh and joke about it. Those guys have earned their spot in the association.
Absolutely, and that's why the NBA is going to those guys. That's why these organizations are going to these guys. And that's what's been so incredible about the G League, is that it's been a whole different league the past couple of years. You just see the caliber of play, the way it's evolved, and that's why those guys are getting those opportunities.
Newman can't hit. Hey, look at Norvell Pell on the floor right now. He signed with 3 different NBA teams last season. Now defending inside, Baker just a little quicker to float it up over the big man. The undrafted second-year pro from Harvard.
You know what's really cool about him? He interned at the NBA G League office with the G League businesses operation department. So, you know, he got to see a little bit of what happens inside, and now he gets to see more of what's happening on the court.
Matthews tosses it up, did not hit the rim. And it's a 24-second shot clock violation on Cleveland.
That looks more like Stockton Kings defense. This is a team that's 4th in defensive rating in the league. I know all their guys aren't out here, but head coach Bobby Jackson, if you're going to play for him, you're going to play some defense.
Yeah, we talk about who the Kings are missing. The Charge, they don't have Kyle Guy, who averaged 22 points per game in those first 11 games of the season. Trey Scott not here, not Taco Fall or RJ Nembhard. Graves from the outside had the space. Still can't put it in for the Kings. They're just 1 of 10 from 3. Newman looking for a cutting Matthews and had it stripped by Ramsey. Diving on the floor, that's Pell. But couldn't keep it with the Charge. But how about the effort from the big man? You wonder why he was with 3 different NBA teams last year. You have 30 clubs looking for that kind of effort.
That's exactly it, Sean. Those are the moments that GM, scouts, everyone, those are the things that they look for. Basketball IQ, those hustle plays. You know, some of these guys out here can have some great stat lines, especially on the offensive end, but it's what you're doing everywhere on the floor.
Pell had a cup of coffee with the Sacramento Kings. Once again picks up Graves. It's Baker from deep. And for the first time, Stockton takes the lead.
This Kings team is a team that knows how to rally back, but they've also been that team that's been up like they were last night and then losing it in the fourth quarter. So they got to just play some tough basketball.
Norvell Pell, a run to the rim. I'll take that lead right back. Thank you very much.
Charge have the worst defense in the NBA G League, but right there, they were looking together.
Some good ball movement there from the Kings, and then it was actually the fake from Trayshawn Thurman to free him up. Josh Eustace, a great defender himself, the former first-round pick, checks in for the Charge. Thurman at the line, he has really had that pro mentality. He graduated from Nevada after spending his first 3 years at Omaha. But he played with Team USA back in February for the FIBA AmeriCup qualifying. And he said, you know, a lot of this pro stuff, it's about making those connections, getting your name out there, and seeing what you can do. This is what this event is all about as he comes up short a couple of times there.
Yeah, and he just kept pushing there, right? You're seeing that effort from him. You know what you're going to get from him. He's just a hard worker.
Pell working hard. 4 rebounds, couldn't make it 5 there. 4-on-4 the other way. It's Graves muscling inside, and it rolls off the rim. I couldn't believe it fell off either.
Matt Coleman can't believe it. He was just doing some push-ups on the side, excited to jump up. Marcus Graves doing a great job of just turning on the jets, trying to go at them, body them up, gets to the basket, but just couldn't roll in for the and one.
A San Diego native, but he said, you know, after everything I went through in college at Sac State and now being a pro with the Stockton Kings, he said, I really call Sacramento my home now.
I love it. He's a Sacramento guy. And you know what's interesting about him too, Sean? He's one of the older guys on this squad. He's more known as the veteran on this Stockton Kings squad, and he's still a young guy. So it's been great to see his development throughout the years with this Kings team.
Isn't it weird we say that? He's a third-year pro. This is his second season with Stockton after they didn't go to the G League bubble last year. Graves played with Salt Lake City, but it blows my mind when we say, oh, he's a veteran because it's his second season with the same team.
It's such a weird concept. NBA time is just a whole different type of time.
Pass was deflected out of bounds into the Cleveland bench, but we're starting to see the Kings work a little bit harder on this end.
Absolutely. And what I like what's been consistent is that they're talking it up a lot, but especially early on, JJ had some shots, and now Malik Newman, who we know can turn it on as well, just got one high off the glass.
So smooth. He has 7 points in the first half. Graves on a mission to the basket, over to Baker. Newman wants to push. In transition, he buries it. It's a long 2 for Malik Newman.
Good job by Newman to recognize what was in the middle and just take that jump shot.
Oh, you know, once he sees that ball go through the hoop once, forget about it.
Oof.
Baker with the left hand, too strong. Newman draws Ramsey. Eustace from the corner. Offensive rebound, Pell. Balak to the big man. And now a third try. Eustace lays it in. And forces a Bobby Jackson timeout. Well, the Kings grab the lead for just a moment. The Charge have taken control as of late. Second chance bucket puts them up by 5. The NBA G League is the world's most greatness in the making, the most graduated, and the most groundbreaking league. Visit gleague.nba.com to get in on the action and find games in your area. No rest for the weary, Morgan, because G League season, they'll have the break after today through the weekend. And as of right now, they're playing games Monday.
Wow, what a crazy time, right? And it's always like this around this time of year. If you are in the NBA, if you are in the NBA G League, if you are a G League family member, NBA family member, you know what's coming every time at this time of year.
Good news for all 30 teams, and these two especially, as Coleman attacks the rack. Records reset after today. So everybody's 0-0 for a 36-game regular season schedule, except G League Ignite in Mexico City.
Love to see them trying this out, and I love to see how everything's been working out.
Really a genius idea from Sharif Abdur-Rahim and the rest of the G League office. Balak with a great fake, but couldn't finish it.
Wow, and he was just struggling yesterday. He came into yesterday's game a 40% three-point shooter, as Baker just has a great follow-up too, but couldn't hit many threes yesterday, and today was hoping to see a little bit more contribution from him from beyond the arc, so we'll see what he does.
Baker now up to 9 points in the first half. He's been active. James to Balak. And got it in over the closing out Baker. That's not easy to do against the 6'10 defender.
Not at all. That's what he needed. He needed a more difficult three to actually finally make it. Yeah, he was 1 for 10 from three-point land yesterday.
Stewart almost flipped it in off glass. The rookie will go to the line for the Kings. Pell called for his second foul. Stewart steps up to the line. Love to hear what Coach K had to say about him after he decided to leave Durham after his freshman year. You know, really spoke highly from what was a tumultuous season for the Blue Devils last year, but you know, when talking about Stewart said he has so much potential, he will get better. It's just a matter of time for him.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that just needs more and more reps, especially he's an undersized guard in this league, and just understanding how he can utilize his body when he gets to the rim is going to be something that's going to be huge for him going forward.
Balak almost lost his footing. Want to give it upstairs to Eustace, but Terry snags it away. Coleman on the move out to Stewart. Coleman trying to decide what to do, resets. Stewart with 5, wanting some help. Accelerates to the baskets, but too strong. James had 10 points early in the first quarter. He's since cooled down. Stuck on 12 points, had it poked loose by Baker.
It's smart he's trying to be aggressive because this team needs him, but he's got to understand when there's two big guys right there, you don't just go through them. Try and pass it around a little bit and trust that you're going to get it back.
And now James commits the foul on the other end. It's his second. Give in to Coleman. The basket again, the runner goes.
What a nice decision there, high off the glass on the left side. You got a hand in your face there, but still making it a good shot.
The foul away from the ball stops play. DJ Stewart is called for a hold. There's a second team foul on Stockton in the quarter. James on a mission to the basket, floats it in.
A much better decision by James, really understanding where Emanuel Terry was in front of him and just taking it up high to get that finesse too.
Stewart, staying in that scorer's mentality, has a mid-range J pop out. McCray left alone on the perimeter. Had all day to get it off. This goes to the hands of Eustace. Now Newman. And Eustace was fouled on a putback attempt. He has been working inside. He's got 9 first-half rebounds.
Yeah, that's incredible to see. And you saw Matt Coleman trying to box him out. Just wasn't enough. And then Justin James now on the offensive end in this second quarter, being a little bit more aggressive, understanding where the defense is and how to split it.
Eustace, the Stanford man. Former first-round pick to Oklahoma City in 2014. Even played 73 games with the Thunder 3 years ago. And everything happening, you know that some NBA team, based on what they see out of him today and moving forward, he might be back in the association soon.
Yeah, he understands what it takes at that level. And we've seen him do some really good things, whether it's his rebounding or the way he understands to score, as Matt Coleman understands how to score there.
Undrafted guard out of Texas. Man who started 128 games in his college career, looking poised. As it looks like the Charge have called timeouts. Matt Coleman III trying to bring the Stockton Kings back. He has been the catalyst for a couple of runs. Right to the basket again with 3:06 left.
I liked it.
I just like hitting the post. I want Glenn and I to be on the same page.
Oh, you are.
Well, I want to be on the same page as Glenn. He calls the shots. No, I wanted to hit the post. I was a little late there.
You know, Sean, he likes to be way too hard on it.
4 different Kings out of the lineup today. It has opened the door for Matty Ice to be aggressive early.
I love to see it. 4s across the board for him. He's 4 for 4 from the field, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Like we always say, he's doing a little bit of everything, but they need him to remain aggressive on the offensive end because that's what's keeping them in this one.
His teammates at Texas called him the heart and soul of the Big 12 champions from a year ago. And how about that? The most outstanding player at the Big 12 tournament when he had a career-high 30 points against Cade Cunningham in Oklahoma State. Quick handoff, Justin James can't hit. Rebound to Terry. Graves works off a Terry screen. Over to Terrell, into a 3, and way off the mark. Shot clock did not reset. With 2, it's Graves all day, but no, still coming up empty. The woes continue from the outside for Stockton.
Yeah, Marcus Graves can hit that 3. Right now, he's shooting 31% from 3. We've seen him shoot a little bit better in Stockton before, so he's just got to find his rhythm again.
How about Coleman fighting inside? Listed at 6'2", going up against the 6'10" McCray. He thought he forced the turnover. Instead, James will trigger in from the baseline.
He can be that heart and soul. You know you can depend on him for the energy.
Newman pulls up off the rim, and a loose ball foul called on Pell. That's his 3rd.
Yeah, and great call. Jefferson was doing a fantastic job just using his body to push Pell out. Pell just really wanted that rebound and instead got the foul.
The Kings in the bonus can tie it up with a free throw here on the 1 shot worth 2 points rule. We were talking about in that last break. 10 offensive rebounds for Cleveland. That is what has kept them in front for most of this half.
Yeah, and it's just their hustling after those rebounds, really. You're seeing some of those shots where the rebound is going far out, but these guys are just hustling after every single rebound, after every single ball, and 8 points off those 10 offensive rebounds.
Jefferson, the rookie from Creighton, makes the most of that opportunity. Tied up at 43 with 2 to play in the half. Tough catch for Newman in the quarter. It's suffocated by Graves. And throws it away. Good anticipation from Coleman as he collides with Terry.
That one got me, Sean. I felt that one in my body.
Doesn't seem to bother the big man as he lays it in.
When you see two guys collide like that, it's scary, but they just rub it off like nothing happened. Great steal and great finish on the other end.
How about the poke from Coleman? Terrell saves it. On the break in front. How about the handoff? Unselfish play for Matt Coleman III. The basket by Damian Jefferson increases the lead.
That touched everyone's hands but Marcus Graves on that transition play.
Yeah, and how many dribbles?
Was that maybe one? Maybe?
Terry a little too tenacious. He picks up his second foul with 69 seconds left in the quarter. Newman got by Coleman. He's up to 11 points.
Yeah, that was just a really good take, and then no help was coming over. Marcus Graves could have done a better job being there for help, but he stayed on his guy.
Terry towards the baseline, putting it all on display tonight.
He turned around and wanted the and one on that play. Got to just remain physical.
18 points last night, 13 in the first half today. Terrell called for a trip. Bobby Jackson walking out to midcourt asking for a review. At our first glance, we thought that Newman just kind of tripped over his own feet.
Yeah, let's see the replay here. Terrell was just defending him, falling back, and I think Bobby Jackson could be right about this one.
You see, stepped on the left foot of Terrell. It's called a foul because of a trip. And now our officials will go to the monitor and check this out.
And that's where it could get you, though, Sean, because he did step on that foot. They could just keep the call the way it is and say, hey, that's where the trip happened. The physical contact is there.
Well, this is what's so fun, too. We talk about so many G League players having the opportunity to get noticed and called up. Take another look at that replay in our three-woman crew tonight. Looking this over, but had a chance to talk with Joey Crawford, NBA legend, a couple of times this week. And I got to ask him, you know, what are you guys looking from your officials to maybe promote them to the association at some point, or even the WNBA? He said a lot of it is when it comes down to these kinds of plays. We have our own points of emphasis, videos, and coaching that we do where they have a phenomenal system that was implemented for last season that they can basically go online and type in comments for certain plays. It doesn't always have to be face-to-face or on the phone. But it's the opportunity of, okay, when you get some of these tighter spots, how do you call it?
And that's tough, right? I just think as a human, that is difficult, not only making a tough decision, especially when usually these challenges are called in big games, big moments, but it's tough because you're seeing it live. They're trying to call it in action as it is, and then going to the replay too, you can see every angle and see maybe something you missed. But with a play like this, you still got to decide if, hey, we're going to call that a trip because the foot of Terrell did come into play. So again, I would never want to be official. Great job to all the officials that have to look at all of these reviews. And something that Joey Crawford never had to really deal with in his time, in his career.
Well, one of the things I asked him a little bit about too was just what are you looking for? So they confirmed the call on the floor. Terrell getting his foot out there. Newman landed on it. They said you have to give him that kind of space like you would a shooter on a jump shot.
And that's what we were kind of saying, right? We're like, well, that foot really could come into play, but it did just look like he did ultimately trip over himself. Officials, again, they know what they're doing. I'm just a broadcaster.
Well, like Joey Crawford said, he wants to see the officials be sure of themselves. And when players go to complain and coaches are always in there, he said you have to hold your ground and be assertive. Graves off the catch. Good fake, frees him up. Out to an open Coleman.
Got to use those legs. Marcus Graves did a good job, again, of just dribbling into the paint. Everyone putting their attention on him, allowing Coleman to get a wide open look.
James over Terry. It's good. 16 first half points for the former Sacramento Kings second round pick.
Shooting it from three, shooting the mid-range shot, taking it to the rack. JJ doing it all here.
But got his hand caught in the cookie jar. That'll put Coleman at the line with 4 seconds to play. And importantly, that's James's third personal.
Yeah, he's hitting himself on the head a little bit there. Doesn't like the way he was defending Coleman going to the rack, but you got to remain aggressive, especially this charged team is short-handed, a theme that we're going to talk about with every single team here, but they need Justin James in his scoring.
Long pass to James. Working inside and banks it in. No. Yes. We had two different calls on the floor. One official said block. Another one said charge. They'll talk it over here.
Love to see it because Marcus Graves is pointing the other way as he wants the charge for obvious reasons. We'll see if he was even outside the bottom cylinder here. Gets his feet there. Yeah, he was definitely outside. It looked like he was set. And the officials are still talking it over. That's a tough one again. They got two tough plays to call here in this second quarter with just a second 1.2 left before we head into the half.
Yeah, Jenna Renault and Kelsey Reynolds had two different calls. Our third official is Shantae Anderson. And now the scores table is asking for an explanation as we go to the center circle.
I've only seen this happen one other time, Sean, where two officials couldn't decide what it was going to be. They just called no basket.
So now everyone's confused. They said a foul was assessed to James. It's his fourth. And also a foul on Graves. The tip at the buzzer. Oh, he almost banked it in. And that ends a fun first half of play. The Kings trailed by as many as 10 in the first quarter. They battled back thanks to a team effort. They're up 51-49 at the half.
Stockton Kings team, they're third in steals in the league and fourth in defensive rating, so they know how to play some good defense.
Yeah, the charge, 10 offensive rebounds, but those turnovers have turned into 12 Stockton points. And the Kings have the lead as we start the third. A quick Jefferson pull-up is pure.
Good way to start the second half for Jefferson.
The undrafted rookie from Creighton, second team All-Big East a season ago. Hell in the high post, hands off to Newman. Dumps it into the big man and an easy finish.
First it looked like Pell was gonna look out for the open man. I was like, no, buddy, you're wide open.
Can't be too unselfish. As Stewart calls his own number and strokes it from deep.
There we go, that's what you wanna see. DJ Stewart, when he gets going, he doesn't stop.
James surveying with 5, goes to work. Out to Houston for 3. Off the back of the iron. No numbers for Coleman. Slowly works into a pull-up that's also off the back of the rim. Both teams fell last night in their first game at the Winter Showcase. Who's going to go home with a win before the holidays?
That's exactly it, Sean. You don't want to be the one to lose this game going home as Justin James hits a wide open corner three.
Oh, I don't think JJ wants to lose today. Played 72 career games with the Kings in Sacramento. It's Terry. They work it around to Coleman. Now over to Baker, spotting up. Touches just about every part of the rim, but won't go down.
It's a good look and something that you just want to keep shooting if you're open like that.
Newman trying to bully inside. I don't know if that was a shot or a lob. Either way, Pell is rejected and slow to get up. Baker is left all alone. And they find the open man for a three ball.
Sometimes you got to miss one of those wide open threes to get another one, find your rhythm, and that's exactly what Baker did there.
After going 2 of 16 in the first half from deep, the Kings already have a couple of triples in the first 2 minutes of the third. Pell throws it away. Stewart with the scorer's mentality, flips it in.
I love when he attacks. He gets it. He understands where the defense is. He understands his size on the floor and exactly what he needs to do.
The Chicago native playing tough and getting in the passing lane again. DJ Stewart, defense to offense.
You like that dunk?
Whitney Young High School, stand up.
I was just mentioning third in steals. Doing a great job here to start this second half.
James attacks with a little runner. Gets a much needed bucket to stop the bleeding. He's got 21 now. Coleman, lob inside. Terry wants a foul, didn't get it. Coleman looking to feed his big man, loses the handle out of bounds.
Just couldn't hang on to that one. You see Pell just not make a strong pass, so DJ Stewart says, I'm gonna take that one all the way to the rack. And again, he just did a good job timing that one out and going up for the slam.
Went to the same high school as Quentin Richardson. Also Jaleel Okafor. James won't go. Pell, another offensive rebound. Baker knocked it loose, and it'll stay here with the charge.
You know what I would like to see from Pell, because we know what he's capable of. He's a strong man. I feel like I want to see him be a little bit stronger, a little bit more aggressive in that key. Now, it could be a last day kind of thing, fatigue, whatever it is, we got to see more.
Another tip pass and a steal for Terry. Stewart is blocked on his way to the rim. Newman, transition three. He's got it again.
Beautiful shot by Newman. His decision-making is what really gets me, understanding not only that he's capable of making that shot, but in transition, having the confidence to do it.
16 points on 50% shooting from the field. Baker stops, pops, and hits.
Let's go. Showing us his outside shot, showing us a little bit what he can do off the dribble in that mid-range game.
Kings had a slow start offensively. Starting to find their rhythm out of the locker room. Pell from the top of the key, off the mark. Jefferson a long pass to Baker. Damian Jefferson almost loses the basketball. But Hustis in his face forces the miss.
Great defense by Hustis, sticking with it, making life hard for Jefferson.
Newman hung in the air and got it out to Witt on a drive to the basket. Good move from Jimmy Witt. He's been a good spark off the bench tonight.
Yeah, way to finish that one on the left side, taking the contact.
And now forces the turnover on the other end. Bench production at a premium in this game despite the small rosters. Jimmy Witt making the most of his opportunity. Cleveland Charge trying to fight back from the deficit. It's all or nothing at the NBA G League Winter Showcase. A single elimination tournament in front of NBA scouts for a chance at an NBA call-up. Showcase coverage ends with Sioux Falls and Austin tonight. Check gleague.nba.com or download the G League app for schedules, scores, and more. This season just getting underway. The records reset after the end of the night. And a 36-game schedule on the way starting next week. Pell with another offensive rebound. Can't muscle it in, but earns a trip to the line.
Sean, I'm pretty sure a few minutes ago I said that Pell needs to be more aggressive, be physical, and that's exactly what he was doing on that play.
Now with his 5th offensive rebound, 11th board of the night, and a chance for a double-double if he hits the free throw. And he sinks it to give him his first double-double of the season. Was one board shy of one yesterday. Pell has been impressive on both ends of the floor tonight. Stewart with a bullet to Terry. Oh, that's what you want to see from DJ Stewart. We know he can score, but scouts have consistently said we need to see his playmaking ability.
Absolutely. That's his 5th assist of this game tonight, and he's just doing a good job finding the open man.
Ballock's 3 is short. Another offensive rebound. Witt's put back, no good. Pell creates a 3rd chance. Into Witt, had some separation. High arcing shot won't go. Jefferson chases down the rebound. Pell crashed into a chair behind the play. Numbers for a minute. Stewart spotting up.
They did a good job of playing that with only 4 guys on the defensive end.
Newman accelerates and scores.
Malik Newman now with 16 points on the night.
He has been efficient from the field.
And I'm sorry, that's 18 points on the night.
So just past his season average of 17 this season with Cleveland. Newman, why not? Can't get the roll. It's above the backboard and out of bounds to bring Josh Hustis and Christian Terrell back in for the Charging Kings.
Both teams doing a good job keeping things competitive here in this second half, and that's something you don't see every game in the G League Showcase, Sean. You know, I know you had to call some games where there was some teams just taking it away the entire game, and then there's other games where it's staying close and competitive, and this is one of those games.
We love to see the fight from each of these two teams. Stewart draws a double. Fadeaway jumper is too strong. Matthews clears the boards. Witt couldn't get it, but grabs his own miss. And another second chance basket. 16 offensive rebounds have turned into 11 points for the Charge.
Great job by Witt sticking with that one, because Stewart stayed with him, squared up, had some good defense, but it just wasn't enough.
Coleman had some separation. Instead, the give to Terrell. He buries another deep ball.
I knew that one was going in right when it left his hands. Just a beautiful three-point shot from Terrell.
Newman. Witt swings it back to Eustis. And was hit by Terry on a closeout, a clear and obvious foul. Chance to tie it at the line for the Charge when we come back.
You can see Terrell hitting that three again. Just a beautiful shot, like I said, off the fingertips. Love that rotation on the ball.
Beg your pardon there. Thought I saw a couple of players begin their walk back to the bench. Instead, Eustis hits the one free throw worth 3 points. Terry wants the basketball, but the pass too high from Graves. Matthews inside and hammers it home. Timeout, Bobby Jackson. Cleveland was just trailing by 9 points earlier in the third. But how about the response from the Charge? Transition game strong, and now lead at 72-70.
Became more rated.
3:09 to go in the third quarter. We continue to trade runs and leads in a competitive game between the Charge and Kings. We mentioned that neither of these teams wants to go back home 0-2 in the Winter Showcase.
That's the worst. You don't want to do that, and especially around the holidays. You got to go back home to the family. You get to talk about a win. It's just the vibes are that much better.
The one final chance to impress in front of a whole lot of scouts and executives from the NBA. Baseline drive. Jefferson to an open Terrell. Battle for the rebound underneath. Newman may have got hit up high. Where's the basketball? It'll stay here.
Yeah, he did. Look at him just wincing right there, and the ball was flying right by him on that board, but he couldn't even see it.
Thurman with the handoff to Ramsey. Graves with 5. Steps into a 3. Terrell the tap out, but just strong as it goes out of play in front of the Charge bench.
Good hustle by Terrell, and you can see Marcus Graves in that last shot. I think it was a little bit more legs. And I'm telling you, last day of the showcase, that's when you just got to dig deep, really use that base on those outside shots.
Newman directing traffic. Give to Hustis. He hasn't been shy from three and knocks down his second. 13 points for Josh Hustis. Kings looking for some offense. Instead, that arm bar thrown up a little too high, and Thurman whistled for the turnover. Right after the play, a technical foul has been assessed. So Charles Matthews and Christian Terrell get the old double technical, reason for no free throw. Good give to Witt. Arrows flying for Jimmy Witt, making the most of this opportunity off the bench. How about 9 points and 8 rebounds?
Love to see that for Witt tonight, because he's a guy who's only played 8 games with the Charge. Hasn't been shooting a lot of threes with this team, as Marcus Graves gets the 2 in the paint.
Newman gets the contact, but not the basket. And we know he has the scorer's mentality, but he is really taking it to another level. He played in Turkey, in Israel earlier this year. For a guy that started his college career as a highly touted prospect at Mississippi State, he transferred to Kansas, and he said what he learned and what he carries with him now in his pro career is you can't control everything. You just have to control what you can control, which really starts and ends with your attitude.
Absolutely. You can tell he just has a different mentality out here. He keeps things going when things are hard. He's only played 1 game of NBA experience with Cleveland in the 2019-2020 season, but you can tell there's something different about the way that he carries himself. He feels like he belongs there in the big league.
Short on the runner. Rebound picked out of the air by Ballock, but throws it away. Kings couldn't get to it and falls harmlessly out of bounds. Final minute of the 3rd quarter. Charge trying to continue this hot stretch with Newman. Already with 20 points, the 7th time he's hit that mark this year. He wants it with 5. Working against Thurman on a pull-up. In and out. About a 9-second differential. Terrell down the lane. Deflected pass to Graves. Now Jefferson, catch and shoots. Money.
Great ball movement. Great shot by Jefferson. You could tell he was just waiting there to spot up and hit that 3.
Witt with the shot clock turned off. The 2nd-year pro trying to shake Graves. Now draws Thurman from the elbow, way off the mark. And it's a 5-point Cleveland lead as we head to the 4th quarter. 12 minutes left as both these teams have gone all out through 36. Who's going to come away with a win in Vegas? We'll find out next as we start of the 4th quarter in one of our final games at the 2021 G League Winter Showcase in Las Vegas. Can't say enough about the hosts of our friends here at Mandalay Bay. All of our crew working around the clock, 4 games a day on this court especially. It's just our 3rd. We won't ding them for that, but it has been an incredible effort from everyone involved to put on this show.
Can I just say, there are the nicest humans that are all working behind the scenes as the Kings get a little jumper there. It has just been such a joy working with everybody. And these people are working all day and then are still just so kind, so amazing, and so good at what they do. So thank you to everyone everywhere at this showcase.
Sometimes finishing at 11, they got to run it back the next morning at about 9 o'clock. Just a fun atmosphere. Jefferson couldn't get it to go in transition. Now it's Thurman. Almost banked in a 3. Ooh. Pell grabs yet another rebound. It is his 13th.
Wow, Justin James just had a nice little crafty move down the middle to get the 2.
Now 23 for him after 26 points last night. The Charge struggled in the third quarter yesterday. They proved to be strong tonight. Now can they close it out with a 5-point lead? Ramsey to the basket, no. The tap by Thurman rolls off. Matthews off the dribble. Witt gives in, Mouse in the house. Draw on the double, it's Matthews taking advantage. Couldn't get it to go underneath, but another free throw for the Charge.
Smart move by Matthews. You saw Marcus Graves was taking on Pell there, so then he kind of came out with Pell after he had to get out of the key so he wouldn't get the 3 seconds, and then Matthews just slashing through the wide open middle to get to the free throw line.
Matthews, who played with the former Canton Charge in the G League bubble earlier this year, has continued to fight, got his degree during the pandemic, had a good showing last night, been a little quiet today. One of those classic 3-and-D guys for John Beilein at Michigan. Graves turns the corner, and before he got it off, was fouled. And now 4 fouls on Norvell Pell.
Hey, last game of the showcase for them, you got to play through it, right?
I don't know if they have an option.
Yeah, there's not much to go down to the bench and get someone else in there.
Jefferson muscles it in with the defense on his back. Greg McDermott said he always loved Jefferson's tenacity and passion. He said it's all over his face and body language. The Kings could use a little bit of that to go on a run. James with a good fake. The Kings recover. Matthews inside the arc, left it short. Graves into a 3, short.
Good look by Graves. Wide open in transition. Again, just got to use more of that base.
James was bumped before his drive.
James just keeps on turning on the jets and getting wherever he wants on the court. And they're playing a good Stockton Kings defense. And like I said to you earlier, Sean, this Stockton Kings squad played together since Summer League, where they were the champions. I know things look a little different, but there's still guys amongst the squad that all play together to kind of create that defensive identity.
Matthews with a strong rip through, wanted to go upstairs to Pell, but a whistle stops it before it could go through the hoop. Back-to-back fouls for Ramsey. He has 5 personals. And the Kings themselves have 3 in the quarter.
Wow, Ramsey just picking up fouls left and right. And you're talking about another undersized guy, so you got to find different ways to be physical and not get those fouls going forward.
James rattles it home. His 4th 3 of the night extends the lead to 8.
Hand in the face, and now 26 points for Justin James.
Stewart on the drive, gets it back from Coleman. Mismatch inside for Thurman. Instead, it's Stewart with space, makes the defense pay.
Right when the shot clock was winding down, understanding he needed to take that shot. He took it, made it, feeling that confident.
13 points for him in double figures for the 6th time this year. Now defending Witt. Big hop step, then he throws it away.
Good defensive effort by DJ Stewart there. Obviously disrupting Witt, not even knowing where his teammate was.
Again, for Stewart, we mentioned the 5 assists. He's done a good job distributing as well, along with his scoring. The defense is going to be a big key if he's going to turn into an NBA player.
Absolutely. He needs to show what he can do, like we said, being that undersized guard. And if you can be just handsy and aggressive the whole game and not draw a lot of fouls, you're going to make it.
There's Thurman staying aggressive with the ball. Gets his first basket after a couple of tries. James lost it on his way to the rim. Out and running for the Kings. They give it to Terrell for two. Right back in it with 3 straight buckets. No quit in these Kings tonight.
No way. Just a nice transition to there for the Stockton Kings. Matt Coleman doing a fantastic job too, finding ways to keep this team going. And Thurman just fighting for the rebound there. Love seeing what these Stockton Kings are doing, down to 87-85.
Look at what we're seeing from the Stockton Kings. Damian Jefferson, Matt Coleman III, their college coaches praise their toughness and energy. We're starting to see them pick it up in the fourth quarter after they just trailed by 9 points.
Absolutely. It's really starting on the defensive end again, and that's what you saw in the first half. When they started picking things up, it was them just being a little bit more aggressive, putting that pressure on those guards.
Witt over to James. Too strong.
And what's interesting enough for this Charge squad is that they're 4th in fast break points. They only got 10 tonight, while the Stockton Kings have 22.
That last transition bucket sent us to a timeout. Thurman bullies his way in there to tie it up at 87. James really threw it away. Instead is called for an offensive foul.
You would think that they have an entire roster on that bench the way that you saw them get up and cheer on their guy. Love to see it. Anytime you're going to take a charge, take one for the team. Guys are going to appreciate that, and especially this squad.
Who else but Matt Coleman III to take the charge? He was originally recruited by Shaka Smart to go to VCU, and then ultimately followed him to Texas, where he started every game as a freshman and 128 in his Longhorn career. The handoff to Stewart. Good contest. And Witt scoops up the loose ball. It's his 9th rebound. Now seeing red, had it knocked loose. It'll stay here with the charge.
I love Thurman's ability to really shadow the basketball and knock it away from guys when they get in the paint.
Eustace, fouled by Terrell. Went in with a little reach. Tried to pull his hand away like the innocent child that did not reach for dinner too soon.
You see again, Eustace just gets strong with Terrell guarding him, going up in the paint. Terrell just slapped a little bit too much arm to send him to the free throw line.
Eustace now with a double-double tonight. 13 and 10, his first one of the season. Just turned 30 on Sunday. The vet trying to get back in rhythm. Earned a chance in the NBA after spending several years with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
He's been dealing with some injuries and stuff the last few years, and he's just one of those guys that is trying to prove himself, work his way back into the league, and He's doing a great job here in the showcase.
Coleman into the lane. The floater is good.
Nice little lefty floater there from Coleman.
12, 7, and 8 now for Matt Coleman III. But reaches in on Brian Cameron. It has been an incredible performance all around for the rookie. But now 5 team fouls on Stockton. Cameron goes to the line. Shoot one worth 2 for the Charge, who have already missed 4 free throws tonight.
Yeah, not what you want to see, though. Stop and clock and a way for this Charge team to get some points. But hey, Kings are lucking out with the way that they're missing their free throws tonight.
Remember, we don't hit regular free throw rules you see in the NBA till 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter and overtime. Just past the midway point of our final frame. Stewart off the dribble, no. Newman with 20 points tonight. Matthews inside of the free throw line, gets it to go.
It was good help by Emanuel Terry, but just a better shot by Matthews, realizing where he was on the floor.
Coleman whips it inside to Terry, but couldn't handle the pass.
Tied game, not a time to get sloppy. Got to take care of the basketball. They did a good job of that in the first half.
Yeah, just their 8th turnover tonight is Newman. Another bucket for Malik Newman. He has been an absolute menace tonight.
22 points for Malik Newman. And look at this. He's just shaking and baking Stewart a little bit, getting where he wants on the floor. Penetrates to the paint. Boom, gets the and one.
He had 25 points yesterday, but struggled with his shot, going 10 of 26. He's been more efficient tonight, but now 3 consecutive misses at the line for the Charge. Coleman knocks it down.
Love that little left-handed jumper from Coleman.
Matthews fading away, no. Tipped around, Stewart tightly hangs on to the basketball. 91-91. This game's been close just about the entire way. Right to the basket, Coleman draws the foul, but landed hard.
Not what you want to see, Sean, especially when these teams are already playing shorthanded, and Coleman has just been on fire in this quarter.
Now Norvell Pell has 5 fouls. Got a little close there. Could we see Cleveland maybe challenge this call?
Yeah, it looked like he kind of lost control here under the basket. Pell didn't really come underneath him, but hey, Matt Coleman limping his way back up, getting to the free throw line, and no one's arguing it. No one's looking for the challenge, so Pell's gonna continue with 5.
Good to see Coleman catch his breath and stay in the game. The steady point guard hits the free throw.
Justin James and Pell are gonna have to be careful here. They both have 5 fouls now.
Newman. Had it taken away. Jefferson in transition, lays it in with the right hand.
What a finish, and way to have some trust in your teammates too, trailing, knowing that if you couldn't finish that, they were gonna help you out.
James had it blocked by Terry. Thurman the rebound. Jefferson thought about attacking. You could hear Bobby Jackson on the other side of the floor shouting to slow it down.
Smart with a little over 3 minutes left.
Coleman, in and out. The Charge could use a bucket here. Led by 8 in the fourth quarter. Trying to work their way back to a cutting Matthews. Pell wasn't ready for it. Maybe a little too unselfish as the Charge have racked up 19 turnovers. Damian Jefferson giving the Kings a 4-point lead. We head to the finish next. $95-91 our score, 2:49 to play. Malik Newman had the hot hand at one point when the Charge led 87-79 with 9 minutes to go. How do they turn things around in these final 3 minutes?
You know, they really just need to take care of the basketball. You're seeing them be sloppy at times in that last play where Pell wasn't sure he was even getting the basketball there. And so really take care of the basketball, attention to detail, and get some scoring done.
They didn't pay attention to Thurman. Off the mark on his three-pointer. Newman has 20 points tonight. James has 26. Pell with a double-double, hands off to JJ. Working his way inside. We can hear the slap from here. 2:20 to play. He'll still shoot one worth two. That's also been a key. The Charge have left 5 points on the floor, missing 3 free throws in the period.
Yeah, those free throws have been killing them, so they really got to start making these. Justin James was just shaking his hand off a little bit after it did get hit on that play, so we'll see what they go through here, but I feel like it's just those attention to detail plays, right? The free throws, the catching the pass, the making the easy shots. Like, their hustling is there, their energy is still there, but got to complete this one.
28 now for James. That's the Kings lead in half. Stewart wants the screen from Terry. All kinds of room, puts it in. DJ Stewart growing up right in front of our eyes. No fear from the rookie.
38% from three-point landing. Knocks that one down as Malik Newman hits a big three for the Charge.
Oh, we're racing towards an incredible finish at Mandalay Bay. Who wants it more? Trading blows like prize fighters. Pell on the perimeter. Terry has a size advantage inside. Coleman leaning away. He's got it. Clutch shot making for the Kings. Newman with the ball in his hands. Can't lay it in, but Matthews stays there for the follow.
Matthews doing a great job cleaning that one up, being there for Newman. Newman got to the basket a little bit too easy, though. Kings need to pick it up defensively to finish this one off.
Coleman had the room. Teardrop, no, but Terry banks it in. 4-point game with 1 minute to play. James running out of time, turns it over. 21 charge giveaways tonight, which the Kings have turned into 24 points.
Sean, that's what I just talked about as we came back from the break, was just taking care of the basketball. And, you know, JJ trying to go hard at the rim there, no problem, but got to do a better job staying under control.
Stewart. Shorts. Charge have to hurry in the final minute. Newman trapped by a double for a moment. Going one-on-one with Stewart. Banks it in. Strong drive, a determined move from Newman, who has 27.
Sean, that was just an incredible finish. Stewart's hand was in his face, but Malik Newman found a way to just stay still in the air to get that too.
Shot clock turned off, the intentional foul. Yeah, that's worth a second look.
Wow, the way he controlled his body there, Stewart doing everything he could defensively to stop him.
You know, after watching Malik Newman for so many years, you almost expect him to make that. That's why I wasn't even that surprised. But yeah, taking that, seeing that replay. Ooh.
There's been some guys here giving us some exciting basketball late. Matt Coleman, DJ Stewart, and then Malik Newman, Justin James. Both teams giving us something to have fun with and watch.
That was just the first foul in the last 2 minutes on the charge. They will need to foul again as there's a quick substitution. James has fouled out. Shaking his head as he takes a seat on the bench after a 28-point performance. Matthews with the foul on Coleman. And he will shoot 2 now in the final 2 minutes.
Matt Coleman doing it all, though, just from the field. 0 for 2 from 3 tonight. His 18 points, and when they needed him most, has been late in this game.
1 assist shy of a double-double. 10 of 13 at the line this year. Matty Ice hits the first of 2. Christian Terrell will come out onto the floor to give the Kings some more flexibility switching on the perimeter. What else did you expect? 2 of 2 at the line for number 2. An all-around performance for Matt Coleman III. Stockton leads by 4. Timeout charge. Take me in that Cleveland huddle right now. 21.7 left. Yeah, trailing by those 2 possessions. What do you look for here?
Well, you lost your guy in Justin James due to fouls, right? So he's on the bench. So who are you most likely going to turn to? It should be Malik Newman. Well, it's a 4-point game. Are you looking to get a 3 quick here or just a quick, easy score? I think you look inside to Pell to try and get that quick, easy score, stop the clock again, and start over in the half-court offense.
Advancing the ball into the front court. Newman will take it out. Pell has been phenomenal, too, with a double-double. The Charge are 11 of 32 from 3 today, but James hit 4 of those triples. Stewart trying to hold his grounds. No, the follow won't go. Terry battling underneath, and on a 3rd try, it's Pell, who still can't put it down, but a chance at the line with 12 seconds to play.
And smart move by the Charge, just trying to get that quick, easy 2 like we were talking about. Malik Newman just going as hard as he could to the basket. DJ Stewart trying to keep him out, but those second chance opportunities, the hustle plays that we've been talking about all night for this Charge team underneath. Well done by Pell.
18 rebounds for Norvell Pell. Mentioned it earlier, played with the Nets and the Sacramento Kings and the Knicks last year. Thought he found a home in New York before he was waived on July 31st. Trying to earn his way back into the NBA with so many things changing in these last few days. Inbound to Coleman, he wants the basketball. And that's what you want out of your point guard.
Absolutely, and you want Matt Coleman to be at the line if you're the Stockton Kings. You saw him hit those last two big free throws for this squad, but stopping the clock is very important for the Charge. So again, they're gonna hope that he misses one so they can take it on the other end and get what they need to do.
The Kings are 8 of 9 at the stripe tonight. Coleman is 4 of 4. Terrell checks back in. Kings close to closing this one out. Both these teams finished 6-6 in their first 12 games before heading to Vegas. Each lost last night, and the clutch free throw shooting makes it a 2-possession game again. Newman in the final 10 seconds has it knocked out of bounds with 5.2 to play.
You want to be the ones going home for the holidays, the winners, so you can talk about it with the family. Stockton Kings just got to finish this one out.
Matthews inside, flips it in with 1.7 to play. Quick inbound to Coleman. The door just cracked for the Cleveland Charge. They need a little bit of help and a lot to go right. Good move by Matthews here.
Yeah, he did a good job of just going up strong. Emanuel Terry tried getting the block. 1.1 left on the game clock, with a good free throw shooter going to the line.
Matthews in double figures with 10. Team high 23 points for Coleman. Continues to look cool, calm, and collected at the line. 6 of 6 in the final minute at the line for Matt Coleman III. The timeout taken by Cleveland to advance the ball. Kings don't even need to play defense to hang on for the win.
Great effort by both squads tonight. Fun, competitive basketball all the way through, short-handed, so resilient, both squads.
Mitch Ballock to inbounds. Newman from deep, no good. And the Kings hang on for a 108-104 win. A key 16-4 run gives Stockton its 7th win of the season.
Great win for the Kings coming off of that loss. Just couldn't hang on to it yesterday, leading going into the fourth. So tonight, redemption game. They wanted to close this one out, and that's exactly what they did before the holidays.
All 5 Kings starters in double figures, but led by a virtuoso